I love y'all, and I don't want to fight no more. I just want to share my experience with you. This is a tale of two kitchens. Our people are literally eating themselves to death. What works for us and what works for others, a lot of times, is two different things. A lot of things that we say is genetics are really the fact that we have the same eating habits. I noticed very early on in my teen and early 20s how the people around me were dying and how their health, they were suffering before they died. And I was just like, I don't want to suffer. What are they doing? Whatever they're doing, stop doing what they're doing. This was my common sense. This was my divine download, right? Now that I'm much older, I'm understanding the connection and the difference, and I'm getting the information and the technology to better equip myself to understand why that download was given to me at such an early age, to have that type of observation. Like I say, I learned to read people before I learned to read books. So I trust my intuition even if I don't have the words for it. So here's a tale of two kitchens. Hangry. When people have a bad temper or become irritated because of food, and they rationalize this, they've been seduced to believe by advertising and marketing and by celebrities that it's funny and it's cute, it's relatable, it's a commonality. Really? It's a setup and it's destructive. Uh, you should go to the doctor if you experience being hangry. You should really, because that is a trigger response in your body. Your body is literally fighting for your attention. If you are starting to normalize on any level of your life, not just with food, if you are starting to normalize bad temperament and being irritated, and that's just the way I am. You want to be defensive about this, right? That's just the way I am. You're not at peace, and something in you is resisting a healthy solution to living your life in peace. You can't just detach yourself from people, places, and things. You can't just comatose yourself with the things that satisfy you, knowing that they're not good for you, because it's not going to have a good outcome. And clearly we see this. So again, go to the doctor. So what's happening is that your cells can't convert the sugar into energy, and that contributes to feeling hangry. And it becomes like a psychological repetition thing, because your body is just struggling and it's fighting. It wants to do the right thing, it wants to have a good thing, but it's so used to the bad thing, so it's just like, now give me that. So you have like this foreign experience in your temple, in your divine temple. So go to the doctor. Here's the tale one. During the pandemic, I was very fortunate to be able to work at home and cooking all the time. And fast forward to now, I'm getting back to maintaining that disciplined lifestyle with my eating, right? So when I'm at home and I'm eating mixed vegetables and I steam them, I control the oil quality. I control the quality of the spices and the seasoning and the type. I control where the produce is grown and where it comes from. I make a choice about those things and I bring them to my kitchen. When I cook at home and I eat at home on a regular, I never feel hangry. Now, let me take this never out of there. There are times when I'll make some oxtails and some dressing. And there are times when I make my cabbage like my mama made it instead of making it how I make it now. And sometimes I make my greens how my mama made them for my daddy instead of how I know I should eat them. Even then, my choice of the spices, my choice of the produce and where it comes from, and my choice of the oil Still, while I enjoy those things and I might be hungry for it later, but I'm not hangry. I never feel hangry in my own kitchen. I want to tell you about some of the ingredients. The bread that I buy, very expensive. I don't eat bread very often. Very expensive for a loaf of bread. The bread has filtered water, organic arrowroot flour, organic almond flour, organic coconut flour, organic psyllium husk powder, organic apple cider vinegar, organic black chia seeds, yeast, organic maple syrup, pink Himalayan salt, and organic olive oil. There's no eggs. There's no dairy in this bread. I like it. It's really good. Um, when I eat crackers, there's nut seed flour. There's almond, sunflower, flax seeds, tapioca, cassava flour, organic sunflower oil, sea salt, organic onion, organic garlic, rosemary is what they use for freshness. Now, I'm not saying these items are 100% bona fide, but I don't feel hangry and I don't feel upset and my body doesn't feel distressed after eating these things. I feel satisfied that I ate, but over I don't feel like I've overindulged at all. And I know the difference between how that works in my body because I'm eating anti-inflammatory items. Okay. Before I give you this last ingredient, I want to tell you about the tale of the second kitchen. I go to brunch with family and friends in and out of town sporadically. I noticed this just recently. I went out twice in 1 week. I mean, we had another transition in the family, and I ended up being out more than I would be, right? So, twice in 1 week. The one time I had the baked red snapper with sauteed vegetables. The red snapper was garbage. Don't get me started on that. Okay. Then we go out to brunch, and I have sauteed veggies with two small pancakes. When I tell you they were small, two small pancakes. When I'm at home, pancakes be big as my head. But two small pancakes. And I thought I was doing something because I brought my own syrup. I brought my own maple syrup, right? 100% organic maple syrup. So they say right on the label. I noticed that I started to feel hangry like later that night. And I eat one meal a day. So that brunch was my one meal for that day. And that was around 2 o'clock. And I'm usually good when I'm in my own kitchen. I started to feel hungry and I was just like, pause. Why are you feeling hangry? That's weird. Because it's an unusual sensation to me. I haven't become comfortable with that feeling. By the time hangry became a thing, I didn't know what people were talking about. And this was several years ago. I didn't know what hangry was because I didn't feel hangry and upset and irritated because I wanted something to eat. And I had been stopped eating like McDonald's and stuff like that. But even so, I had this balance. I used to call it 1 foot in heaven, 1 foot in hell. Again, I'm not here to argue with you. I just want to bring something to your attention. So the pancakes that I make at home, here's the ingredients. Almond flour, arrowroot, organic coconut sugar, organic coconut flour, cream of tartar, baking soda, sea salt. And I mix that. I don't use eggs. I use flaxseed instead of egg. Or I use like a gelatin, something like you would find in Jello. I use a gelatin to make the egg. And yeah, and water. So I use an egg substitute. But those are the ingredients. I don't feel hangry. I could eat those pancakes and have it for the one meal of the day. Eat that with some fruit. Drink a smoothie. And I'm good. Again, I don't want to fight with you. I'm not mad at you, and I ain't trying to tell you what to do. But I will suggest go to the doctor if hangry is your reality. If like 5 out of 7 days of the week, at least 4 days out the week, if you're saying I'm getting hangry, baby, it's an issue. You should see the doctor. There's an issue with obesity. There's an issue with inactivity. There's an issue with your medications. There may be some rare disease on the frontier. There could be type 2 diabetes and hypertension. And baby, I want you to take care of your temple, because when you take care of your temple, you're taking care of God. I hope this message found you well. I love you.